What is up, YouTube? We finally got a new Kawasaki 1990 Bayou engine. And the first thing I have to say is look how much longer the shaft is. My shaft ends here, which would make sense why the stators keep getting broken, because it's missing this entire top piece. These teeth and this spline, it's missing all of this. See that? Versus this. So in retrospect, I kind of see why all the stators over there would get destroyed. It's too short. Like this part doesn't even account for it. That's how long it is. So we'll have to transfer this cover over and start putting it together. That one moves so smoothly, as you can see from the piston head. Turning it by finger. So let's get this undone and we'll see what we need to do. We'll make sure all the internal parts are there. We'll go from there. Alright, upon further speculation, I got the shaft wrong. This shaft, this long one that I thought was actually on this side. The shaft that I'm talking about is here, but even though it looks the same size, it moves freely, less damaged, so I'll take what I can get. Everything moves so smoothly on this one. That goes, I mean this goes, the back turns slightly, which is all good. There's a half thing I think for valves over here, which is good. This obviously, and it looks like someone replaced the internals because those look brand spanking new. So that's nice. We'll continue this tomorrow. My objective is to clean off all this extra dirt and grime that's on here. Make it look kind of nice. And then pretty much just go from there. See what I need, see what I need to get. What needs to be replaced. I see all the brass gaskets are still here, even though we have the old ones. Good to have spares. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this because if this works, I'll have another quad for Maine and it'll literally be free. But yeah, we'll have to do this tomorrow and we can take everything apart. Perfectly fine. All the crappy dirt. We'll have to take the cover off, make sure all these parts are in that one, see what that one has that this one doesn't, and go from there. We have one of the top gaskets for this side right there. I might order, I don't have a gasket for this side, or maybe I have a spare gasket here somewhere. And the only other thing we have to do is line up some of these keyways, which we have a couple of them. This one especially has one right there. All this other stuff. We have a pack of keyways. We'll have to see which one fits good. And you have to go, I'm gonna go really slow with this one. So if something starts already not working or bulging or budging, we're gonna stop. We're gonna take it apart, we're gonna look at it. But I have a good feeling about this. And the nice thing is, sorry. The nice thing is, unlike this one with the broken part right here, this one's part pristine. I'm gonna do everything by hand because the reason that one broke is I stupidly grabbed one of the small power tools, not the big one, but the small one, started drilling a hole in there, and I guess the kickback from it lobbed this part off, so everything's gonna be done by hand. But it's gotta be clean first. So this is a good first start. And the nice part is we're inside where it's not bloody cold and we can work properly without freezing our tails off. So I'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning to get this project started. All right. What's up, YouTube? As you can see, the next day we got some engine cleaner foam. I got my drink. I got a sandwich I got from before, my favorite gyro place. Got some medicine. You're gonna have to excuse my voice. I'm having some kind of throat attack where my throat just keeps coughing up mucus, which is kind of gross. I got all my shit organized as best I can with everything. I mean, it's probably the most organized I've ever been. We're cleaning up some of the parts. I gotta clean this up with the foam stuff. We're gonna take up as much dirt and grime as possible and hopefully make this shit look brand new. But as of right now, we're not gonna get too far. I'm gonna pop the cover off the old one for the clutch side on account of I got a gasket. There might be a paper gasket behind here. I'm not sure. These are all 8mm bolts, so we'll take this off. We'll see what we need. Over there, we're gonna take all the parts. I'm gonna have to go and get a I forget what the thing is called. It's like to measure for like the valves, little checker. And we're gonna have to pull out all the parts and make sure that they're not warped. So we'll go from there. Actually, we won't even need to clean that part because I just realized we have a new one. So just the top, that's new. We are gonna have to hone this, which I have the hone here. I'm gonna have to get a bucket or something and use my dingleberry hone over there to go through this about 60 times. And for anyone who was wondering, the reason you hone is once you get the little marks in here, it stores a lot of the oil when the piston goes up and down to keep it cool. I learned that. And as what's really funny is when you look at the old one through it, there's really not much. It looks like it hasn't been honed at all because that is too shiny all the way around. So that could have been another problem. Could have been, who knows. So while that's defoaming and getting clean, I'm gonna grab an 8mm and pop all these off. So let's get started. Once I remove the bolt, there's a little tab here. Not really sure why that cut out, but there's a tab here. There's a screwdriver. Here's a hammer. It's propped up. You gotta be careful with these dowels, and now we can just kind of slowly pry it apart. Pop it off. Let's see what we need to transfer where. I apologize for the lighting. Not much I could do about that. We had a flashlight here. I'm not sure where it is, but let's pop this off. So pop this off, and it looks like we have a lot of stuff to transfer over. Clutch, the flywheel back here, all these gears, which I'm going to go and consult the book on how to disengage and take all these apart. But before we do any of that, that's filthy. Before we do any of that, let's give this a scrub down with one of these brushes and the foam and get it going. Always better to be working on something clean than something covered in crap. I'll give a good scrub down with some wire brushes. And then we'll spray it down with some other spray I got.
A few moments later.
So I found the section where it's all of this stuff removal, which we're going to need to do to replace it on that engine. Tells us how to remove it and what the specs are to make sure that we're putting it back in parts that aren't warped. I also took out the oil filter. I think I'm going to go and buy myself a new one. So there's a lot of stuff here today that we won't be able to get done because we need to order. But we have everything here. It'll tell us how much thickness it's supposed to be, the spring level, the feeler gauge I gotta find. And then it gives us an entire outlook of what gears can be pulled out and in what order every gear gets pulled out and all the names. So this is good. I'll leave it on this section for now. So we'll start from the beginning again, which will be this, all of this. And it teaches how to take all this crap off, which is good. So awesome. Found the page, we can go through it. So far the cleanup's going pretty good. This is starting to look really nice. The head I gotta clean next. Spray, I gotta get some more spray. Well, more carb cleaner I guess. And then later on, before we continue with this engine, I'm gonna go take the parts cleaner upstairs and just clean all the insides where all the crap went in and all that, just to make sure we're in the good. So, I'm gonna keep cleaning the top. Alright, I've cleaned it. I've put it underneath the table so no one trips over it. Cleaned up around the place where I sprayed. One thing I noticed on this old engine is that when you grab this back spindle, it spins nothing, which is kind of weird. Which makes me believe something inside is broken. Because I feel like this should spin this. And that like spins ever so slightly, almost not at all, while I'm spinning this. This big one gets spun by this normal one, which spins. Then this one, it turns the piston. So maybe some of you Kawasaki fans know if this is an issue, or this is supposed to spin something and it doesn't, or so on and so forth. But that one, when you turn this back one, you can see that this smaller one, I'll try to get it better into the light here. As I spin this, you can see this turns quite a lot. And I believe, well, vice versa, slower, but it at least spins. So maybe that was what the issue was, but it's cleaning. It's starting to look like a brand new engine. So tomorrow we will put both these parts in the parts washer upstairs. I'll get that set up and we'll get this started tomorrow, because I gotta go and do some stuff. Gotta order some parts and then do some stuff later. So I sprayed a bunch of the stuff on it. I'm gonna let it sit overnight and just kind of deteriorate all the dirt, all the shit. And tomorrow we'll take it to the parts washer. So see you guys tomorrow. All right, we're back a week later after I got done being sick for a whole week and just laying in bed like a mummy. We're gonna take the stuff upstairs and we're going to give it a good clean with the parts cleaner. First, I want to get this knife open. I picked up this knife, and I think it's always good to have a knife near you for cutting stuff open at work and whatnot. I just gotta open this, and this little piece of tape here. God, if only I had a knife. Fuck.
Eventually.
All right, so we got my parts washer moving. Don't worry about it looking like Cloud City. It's fine. Just I mixed two different things and they didn't mix too well. But it's a degreaser and a cleaner. I will have to clean that up one day and put just regular stuff in there. But we got the first half of the engine. We'll clean it. We'll bring the bigger second half up here, and then that'll be it for part one. And we'll stay tuned for part two. Let's see where I could put this where it wouldn't be a difficult issue. No, we'll get the engine in first and then we'll wood. Okay, about a good 20 minutes of cleaning with the wire brush, and it looks pretty much like brand new. So I gotta love that. So we're gonna get the heavier part up here, do the same thing, and that'll be it for part one. All right, bottom part of the engine down here, brought in the blanket. Let's get to brushing. Not sure for who this is, but any mounting surfaces, like where you're around here where the gasket's gonna go, give it a really good scrub, because you're gonna put a new gasket on there. You want all the old crap off as best as you can. So just a little FYI if you're doing this for the first time. Any mounting surfaces you're gonna have a gasket on, really give a good clean to. All right, looking hella clean, looking like it just came out of the box new. There are a couple spots that unfortunately doesn't want to come off, but we'll let that be. Everything seems to move smoothly, which is good. I do mean everything, so that's also good. Oil pump is good. So yeah, this is it for part one. Part two, which I'll probably do very soon, probably me just moving all of these gears and cogs into that engine. So we'll get that done next. And yeah. His old engine seemed better or worse for wear. I'll have to take apart the clutch, make sure all the discs separate. Now we'll just go step by step and we'll follow the book to every letter and good to go. We'll leave this engine as a spare parts one for whatever parts get left and go from there. So thank you for joining me on part one. See you in part two. Thank you for the 400 subs. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Never even thought I could get to 100. Here I am at 4. We're moving. So yeah, this is starting to come together, and See you in the next video.